My name is Lauren, and this is a demo of my iPhone React Native app called Volley. So prior to Ada, I was a teacher at a local high school. A really fun part of my job was organizing and leading a trip called the Seattle Challenge, which is a 3-day trip where students walk throughout the city, volunteering at different agencies focusing on helping and supporting the homeless. It was a really amazing experience, and students often returned home hungry to continue doing more community service work. And that was really great that they enjoyed that experience so much and wanted to continue doing service work because our school required students to log 160 hours of community service to graduate. So that's who my customer is: Seattle teenagers and their cell phones. So the problem was this: we would get home from Seattle Challenge and provide them a massive list, an Excel doc essentially, of agencies that they could volunteer at. But they would often moan and groan about not knowing where to go or how or where to sign up. There are websites and maps, such as Volunteer Match, that exist that catalog different agencies based on types of service work. But I learned that teens are not super awesome at navigating maps, and also those sites aren't incredibly engaging for them. An additional problem was that those sites do not filter for age ranges. So many agencies do not allow minors, and so students would get frustrated. They would go through the search and look at agencies, but did it matter? They didn't want them there in the first place. So that's exactly what I set out to create: an iPhone app that would be fun, accessible, and engaging for teenagers. My big question was, how could I make those websites or Excel docs more fun? And according to online dating apps like Tinder or Bumble, nothing's more fun than swiping. And a bonus piece was that I was going to build an app that would filter for agencies that welcome and encourage and allow teens, individuals under 18, as long as they have consent forms. So let's check out some of Volley's functionality, shall we? Okay, so the user opens up the app on their phone, and there is a tutorial that they can take teaching them that left means no, up means maybe, and right means yes. Then they would put in their information about themselves so that they can find agencies best suited for them. They scroll through and choose the type of volunteering they'd like to do. Um, Community, for this example, is pretty general, so we'll have more things to scroll through. Uh, no means, or left is no for things that you're not interested in, up for the ones that you might want to look at again later, and then we would reserve the right swipe for ones that seem like a perfect match. And then based on age and zip code and volunteer type, you're matched. You can navigate away from the site to actually register with using Volunteer Match's website, or you can stay on Volley locally and review all of your swipes. You can take a look back at the details of the different agencies that you may have forgotten about. You can also provide a parent email and send that list to them so that they can get this consent form signed so that you can be ready to volunteer. And then from that, after that moment, you can either keep swiping or start the search all over again. And that is essentially how Volley works. Again, the major functionalities and features of the site are providing a list of those agencies in a card form so that the student can filter through them, making their choices themselves. My tech stack was React Native, and I built my Rails API of the database. I used a couple different dependencies and libraries in the React Native world to get the swiping and font and fun things like that going. Some major learning moments that I had, well, I mean a lot, but something that really, really helped me was chunking all of my hopes and dreams for the app into kind of smaller, tiny, tangible tasks that I could tackle in hour-long time segments. Future enhancements that I would love to see, I'd love to get going a login function for a teacher and administrator to be able to view and track the logged hours of their students. And then also here are my links to the actual code that is hosted on GitHub. So thank you for everyone for supporting my project and supporting my learning. Go get involved and volunteer. Use Volley.